55 beneath the city is revitalized. Started riding with ride.
I love to find new places to eat. I tend to bore easily when food becomes functional and less fantasy. My wife found Not Your Mom's Sandwich Shop on one of those Groupon deals. I mean, you walk in the door, look at that menu. Sweaty Italian, hot mess, Toad's tuna melt, and Filthy Phil. I mean, with sandwiches like that, what are you gonna do? The owners of this place are hip, they're trying something meaningful and new. You'll meet Dave and Nicole a little later. Don't forget to look up. Look at those records. The Police, Rush, Steve Miller Band. That's my era, that's my music, this is my new home. Remember the floods back in January, the mess that they caused, especially for places like the Mohawk Valley and Mapleton? A couple of days after that happened, the county hired us to go out and shoot video of the recovery effort to show people what really was going on. Take a look at that story.
Coordination effort was just remarkable. How many people just stepped forward. They knew they had something to offer, but they did it in such a way that was helpful and non-intrusive.
Mid-January of 2012 will go in the record books as one of the top 4 worst floods in recent history. And the recovery and rescues wouldn't have happened without the help of a lot of Lane County employees.
This is a running list of all the agencies and individuals that helped us out during the floods. The Lane County Public Works staff, even the waste management staff.
And lots of volunteers.
Farmers Hardware Store, Alphabet Store, those were both in Mapleton. Our amateur radio folks. Starting at, say, 2 a.m. in the morning, we were putting people out on the roads to try to help us assess the situation.
Heavy rains mixed with melting snow turn streams into rivers and fields into waterways.
You can kind of look off over there and see all the debris in the fence line. This is a lot of water when you think about it.
Experts say being prepared makes all the difference in the world, and it proved to be true in this case. Volunteers know what to do, and so do homeowners. That's the key. Lane County crews warn and help evacuate people. All the drills and learning from past problems pays off.
Getting up about every hour, checking the computer and making phone calls to make sure the water wasn't too high.
It doesn't take long for road crews to find the trouble spots and get to work.
This one took about 2 days just to get a road open enough we can get traffic through. Probably 500-600 yards of material sitting in the road. It was just come down off the hill and plug the road.
We started garnering resources about 1:30 in the morning, and we were getting rescue calls about the same time.
This was all water. He just put gravel down here. See all the debris in his fence? And it's a lot scarier at 2 in the morning.
Lane County, Mapleton, and the Mohawk Valley are historically hit hardest by these storms. Crews know right where to go, and many homeowners are already prepared.
Mike can show you this church. This church means a lot to this community.
Within a few days, the county sets up a tour to assess the damage.
And the significance of what he's showing us is the slide area. And there are some homes that we're concerned about.
Local and congressional leaders and aides see firsthand what happens when people get in the way of water.
We're trying to come out and get an initial take on what the damages are to folks' homes. And I just have a few questions for you guys.
County survey crews walk business to business and house to house, gathering information to pass on to the state and federal government.
And our whole goal today is to try to document what's been flooded and how high, so we can provide that data to Linda Cook with Emergency Management and FEMA ultimately. So my understanding is that this information will be used to determine whether or not a disaster declaration will happen here. Thank you.
March 2nd of 2012, the president declares a disaster in parts of Oregon, including Lane County.
Now FEMA's here to do kind of the next step, to really see who was damaged, what the extent was, and what is most necessary to make the repairs.
That declaration opens up federal assistance programs for many, including Lane County government.
In our case, we incurred a lot of damages, especially our Public Works Department, to the tune of $650,000, $700,000. So by the president declaring a disaster, that means that we can get up to 75% reimbursement for any of those costs incurred just responding to the incident.
But what if this storm happens next year when budgets are cut even deeper?
We won't have the people to immediately respond to culverts that are backing up or clearing mud off of roadways and things like that. It may go undone completely. It may take 2 or 3 or 4 weeks to get out there and do it.
The volunteers will still be there. Homeowners being prepared will be that much more important.
Brett Yancey with the Springfield Schools opened up a shelter for us.
But will it be enough? No one knows.
Right now, I'm having to call people home to wake them up to go. In the near future, I won't have anybody to wake up. There won't be anybody to work, there won't be anybody to call. The only resources we'll have will be absolute shoestring.
The Federal Emergency Management Agency denied the governor's appeal to assist private home and business owners cover damages from the January storm. FEMA will cover 75% of the cost for public agencies talked about in the story. So I love this restaurant. It's Not Your Mom's Sandwich Shop. We love this place. My wife and I, my kids, we come here all the time. Their food is great. You know what you're getting. Their soup is amazing. And so we're going to talk with the couple who owns this place to find out a little bit more about what they're doing and kind of the vibe that they have going on here.
When we were talking about opening the restaurant, they said, oh, you have to have a sandwich with turkey, cranberry, and cream cheese. And it's like, it's the best thing ever. Everywhere I go, they make it special for me. So this is everybody's special. And I guess what we could say is, yeah, it's everything that your mom didn't make, but she wanted to or she couldn't make. It's Not Your Mom's sandwich. And I hope moms don't get offended. I'm sorry if you do. But we try to do it better than Mom did. Why do I do this? I spent a lot of time working, I guess you can call it corporate America, the big box restaurants, doing other people's deeds and answering other people's questions, and all for a number on a piece of paper. And whether that decision I had to make was the right decision or not, I had to make that decision. And I got tired of it, and this is what we ended up with. This is, you know, I'm gonna do my own thing, answer my own questions, have my own answers. So I don't have any questionable decisions. This is what I do. I feel good about it too. It's one of those things you can feel good about, having your own product, I mean, this is essentially my house. We cook our own meats, we braise our pork, we roast our beef, we roast our turkey. I'm even working on making my own chipotles. Yeah, I could just go buy a can of chipotle peppers, but I got a smoker and I'm gonna smoke my own jalapenos and make my own chipotles. So it's those things. People love the grinder. They come in here, they see what happens is, every time someone orders it, we'll walk it through the dining room and like, whoa, what's that? And I'll tell them what it is, and never fails. Next time they come in, that's what they're getting, is the grinder, for sure. Plus it's fun, it's a show. It catches on fire, and people are like, oh, I want that, whatever that was. All of our dressings, we make our ranch, our blue cheese dressing, our mustard vinaigrette, our Italian dressing, our salsa, our barbecue, our aioli, we make it all. We cut our vegetables fresh to order. We don't have pans of tomatoes and pans of whatever. Someone orders tomatoes, we slice it fresh. Same with our cucumbers, we cut those fresh because they sit in the pan and they lose their integrity and they get kind of soggy and they lose their flavor. So we decided we'll cut it all to order. It's the little things and people notice it, you can taste it. You can really taste it, and that's what's important, is tasting it. The essence of Not Your Mom's Sandwich Shop is, besides obviously the pan drippings or the tomatoes left over that we use, I think it's us. I think it's a little bit of rock and roll. I think it's a little bit of a good time. I think it's friendship, it's community. It's just talking to people and just being real and being human beings and not judging anybody for any one reason. Just existing and doing what we do.
So every time I put this on Facebook, people say, where is that sandwich shop? It's located in the Stellaria building. If you don't know what that is, it's on Shelton McMurphy Street, and it's the big Hummingbird wholesale building. It's got the big hummingbird on the end, the hummingbird. Yeah, that one. That's where it is. So, and we'll put a number up here so you can get in touch with them. Also, they have a Facebook page. You can friend them. It really is a great place, and you need to stop in here and try their sandwiches. A lot of times as parents, you know your kids go to school every day, but when they come home from school and you ask them what they did, they tell you nothing. Well, the Springfield School District wants parents to know what their kids are really learning and what the district is up to. So they ask us to come out, visit a few schools, and put together a story. Take a look.
What I want for each and every student in the district is I want each and every student in the district to be a graduate, prepared for a bright and successful future. That's our vision. That's what we're all about in Springfield.
School is really fun because I love everything we do.
In our elementary school, what we work on is strong basic skills, but in a way that's very engaging, very fun. We want them to learn the skills they need to be successful, but we want them to love school.
I would like to be maybe a scientist.
School is a place kids want to be.
Then in middle school, we make sure we have a lot of elective choices where our students can explore what is it I like to do.
I want to be a pharmacist and a soccer player.
Because it's not like really actually like a school, it's actually like a community. Like it's kind of like we're as one.
Teachers are the connection.
They're very nice, they're respectful, they help you a lot. They treat you with respect.
When somebody asks me, why do you teach? My answer was for those light bulb moments.
Springfield, a place students and parents choose to be.
What is here is what I want for my kid.
In high school, we have 2 comprehensive high schools, so our students can take AP classes, they can take art, they can take professional technical classes, they can participate in sports.
We all really care about each other, and it's just like a big family.
I lived here my whole life. I went to Mount Vernon Elementary, then to Agnes Stewart Middle School, and then came here to Springfield.
I'm in Pre-Cal and Bio 2 and AP Lit.
As far as College Now credits and things like that, this school district offers more College Now credits countywide at this point than any other school. So last year we had a kid that graduated with 82 college credits.
By the time I get out of high school, I should be about like a sophomore in college.
In Springfield, the arts still matter.
It's another language, and so kids who can learn music learn another language as well. And if that's in orchestra, if that's in band, if that's in choir, if that's in dance, it's still music and it's still interpretation, and it's helping them to become communicators in a different mode, if you will.
But art in Springfield is not limited to music.
I just kind of get to be myself when I act. Like, I'm not afraid to, jump and yell and stuff like that.
We understand differences, and in Springfield, it's all about connecting kids to education. This is a cutback version of the actual video. If you'd like to see the entire production, go to the Springfield School District's website. It's on your screen. I need a therapist.
So Rick, you ready? What are we doing today?
Someone I can talk to.
Let's get face down underneath the sheet, and I'll be back in a minute.
A place I can bare my soul, get past my inhibitions, get things off my chest. Meet my massage therapist, Stacy Graves.
Massage is to heal the human body and the mind, the soul, actual muscles. It helps with lactic acid, it helps with lymphatic flow. It gets fluid flowing, it gets everything nice and relaxed. My massage is individual based. Depends on what's going on with you. I ask you questions, find out what's going on with you, find out your daily activities, what's bothering you today. Every massage is different. I don't do the same massage on everybody because everybody's different. I don't do the same pressure on everybody because everybody's different. Some people I can go deeper, other people lighter. Fibromyalgia people can have a flare-up. It's a light touch. Somebody with a sports injury, knee injury, if they're sore, I can work that out. I do stretches on them. It all depends on, I analyze what goes on and I look at the body structure when you lay down to see how your body is laying on the table. If one hip's higher, one hip's lower, let's fix the problem, not treat the symptom. So So I was at a barbecue and I was just around with my buddy and he broke my neck. So next thing I know, I'm in the hospital, paralyzed from my neck down. Went through surgery. The doctor says you'll never walk in, you'll be lucky to move your arms. A few weeks later, I got arms back, went in-house physical therapy, started regaining my legs to walk, and during that time I was thinking about becoming a physical therapist, but then one of my physical therapists suggested, why don't you go into massage therapy? I'm like, how hard is it to rub somebody? Come on now. I went to school, a little more than that, so that's how I got into it. Made me feel better when they massaged me and stretched me out, and I was like, well, there's something to this, and here I am. I did concrete work. So I went from concrete to massage therapist. I've always used my hands, I've always been sports oriented, into sports, into fitness, so I think that's why I got into this. As a male massage therapist, my little venue, women are insecure about a man getting massage. Most men are insecure about another man touching them, but when somebody was injured, they says, I don't care who fixes me, and that's fix me, and that's how I got in that venue. And then I branched off from there, and that's what I do. I like helping people. That's what it is, and it's not about the money. It's not about, oh, your hour's up. I don't care about that. It's all about, when you're on my table, you're 100% my responsibility, and all attention's on you. I just like seeing people smile. I like people, I was in there, I know what their pain is. I know pain, I know when they tell me symptoms, I'm like, I've been through there, this is what I've been through, so I can relate. My favorite is when somebody comes in and they can't move, and then they get up off the table, and it's like, I'm like, that is awesome. I like seeing results. If you said, oh, I still have something right here, that's not satisfactory to me. Lay back down. I didn't do my job. You came in for a reason, and if I didn't fix that, then I didn't do my job. If they don't know what massage is, they see what I do, and then they're like, oh, that's what it is?
After an hour on the table, I have no cares in the world. I don't care that you're watching me get dressed, because I have to find a way to end this story, and getting dressed seems like a natural conclusion. I don't even care if I leave you with some deep, thought-provoking idea or Rick Dancer moment. I just want to pamper myself. I want a cup of coffee. Not Your Mom's Sandwich Shop also has coffee. It's organic, it's free trade, it's roasted in Medford, and I'm telling you that, I'm a coffee snob, and that is really good. Oh, you know another thing? I have two favorite soup places. One is Cresswell Coffee Company. They make great soup. This place makes such amazing soup. I don't know how I know, let's just ask him. How does he do it?
So the soups, this is a fun one. Generally what happens when it comes time to make a soup, which is usually either every day or every other day, we look and see what we have excess of. Like we have these, we save the ends of the tomatoes from when we're slicing stuff, and the little bits of onions. And what happens is, we have a bunch of that left over, so we'll stick in the oven, we'll roast it, and we'll make like a roasted tomato soup, or we'll make a minestrone, or we'll make, whatever comes to mind. Say, hey, this sounds really good, let's try making it. And generally it's a try. Like, we've never made this stuff before, but let's put it in a pot and see what happens. And we get this amazing end result that people seem to love. So, yeah. Same thing with our chili, for instance. When I roast our meats, they get the pan drippings that fall to the bottom of the pan. Rather than just dump that stuff down the sink, I save it and I put it in our chili. I call it the essence of Not Your Mom's Sandwich Shop. And you can really taste the difference. Not every single batch of chili is the same. They're all just a tiny bit different, just depending on what we roasted that week, what we sold the most of that week.
Fishing season opens this month in Western Oregon, so a lot of you are going to want to get out there on the river and fish. The fish will be stocked in the rivers, and a few years ago I took my camera, my barber, and my kid. Yeah, what a trio, huh? We went fishing. My son caught all the fish. Here's the video.
Got a steelhead up here. Could happen too.
Yeah, when we were talking to a guy the other day, he said he caught his first steelhead right up here.
you been doing this?
About 28, 30 years. You're gonna like this one up here around the corner. It's called Eagle Rock. Just gorgeous.
Yeah, she is beautiful. You got it?
Got it. Oh my gosh, there it is. Woo!
You made that look easy, Lee.
That's not bad. Pretty easy.
Oh, there's one.
Good job.
You get it?
Yeah. Fat, I mean.
Nice one. And have fun on the river. That's what it's all about. Having fun. Woo! Oh, it's so much fun. It's so peaceful. No phones, nobody that bothers you. You just, you're your own boss.
Oh, okay. They think I'm in my office and I'm out here on a boat. That's my kind of job. Is Mr. Brown still in that hole?
Mr. Brown is there.
I'm actually out on the river on a Monday.
It's all about who you know, too.
Yeah, it is who you know. And you got to have a good barber. So that's my barber, Lee. So I need to thank my barber, Lee Myers, for taking me out in the boat fishing. Not only does he cut my hair, but he also has the patience to go fishing with me, which I do need a haircut. Don't you think I'm looking like a hippie? Yeah, I look like a hippie. I need a haircut. You know, one of the stories that I love, and if I have a bad day, I will repost this story just to make me feel a little bit better about life. Her name is Ann Testi, and she's a painter. But the way she paints is she can't use her arms, and so she paints with her teeth. Watch.
Everybody's called to do something, and either you listen or you don't. Instructor, she just thought I had something. She loved how I painted with my teeth, and she wanted to give me the gift. I look at the paper, and what should I draw on you today? I need total physical care. That's something I cannot do. I can't run, always wanted to run. I've gone skiing before, and that's an experience. I could do anything I want to do. If you put your mind to it, all great things can happen. I pray a lot during my paintings. And
what do you ask God?
To bless this world. If the world was blessed, then everything else comes and falls in place. And I pray for my family. That's the kinds of things, and mostly peace. I was watching my daughter dance, and she goes, "I wish I could paint like you." And I said, "Well, I wish I could dance like you." And then it just hit me. Painting is my way of dancing. It's part of my soul. When my boy was 1 year old, he was all over the place, and I had to catch him, and he weighed 60 pounds. After 60 pounds, I could no longer pick him up. When they first see me, they see a scrunched up little body. I'm only 5 feet tall. My arms don't work, and most people are terrified to be around me. They're afraid that their kids are going to get whatever I have. And then they watch me paint. The 60s and 70s, where mainstreaming consisted of you go to a school and there was a chain link fence, and that was considered mainstream. The disabled people were on one side, regulars were on the other side, and the two should never meet. Matter of fact, when I was younger, I didn't even believe in God. Most people, when they hit my age, are no longer walking. And I'm determined to break the rules. I like breaking rules. I'll admit it, I like breaking rules. I like not being part of the mold. I like being part of something else, something bigger than life.
So Julie's website information is right here. Go take a look at her paintings, give her a call. She's a wonderful person, and she really does some amazing work. So one of the things that I've learned in life, I guess, over the last few years, running for office, surviving cancer, is balance is so important in your life. Keeping things in balance. Take a look at this video. What I'm discovering in my life right now is that balance is everything. And in order to balance my life, I've got to have a focal point. Doesn't mean I have to know where I'm going. It means I have to have a focus. Well-meaning people and thoughts and distractions will come by, and sometimes they're not well-meaning, but they'll come and try to distract you from what you're doing. The key is, don't look around. Don't look behind you, and don't look too far ahead. Just keep your focus where you're at. And what I discover is that if I keep my balance, that I can carry more weight on my shoulders than I ever dreamed possible. I find that distractions are what really get me off balance. And most of the time for me, the hard part is when I look too far ahead and try to figure out what's coming, because you never really know what's coming, do you? That's it for this edition of Rick Dancer TV. We'll see you next time. Thanks.